In your word study book today, you're going to write a simile, a metaphor, or an idiom. You get to pick either one. So you're going to have to use a word that has one of these prefixes in your simile, your metaphor, or your idiom. So you might not know what simile, metaphor, and idiom are. I'm going to give you a brief introduction to them, but you can always Google them. A simile is when it compares two things using like or as. Like the sun is as yellow as a lemon. I'm comparing the sun to a lemon, and I use like or as. A metaphor is when you compare two things and you don't use like or as. If I said the sun is a lemon, now I'm comparing the sun to a lemon, but I didn't use like or as. Now these examples that I just gave you did not use prefixes in them, just so you know. An idiom is a group of words that has a completely different meaning. For example, if I said it's raining cats and dogs outside, does that mean cats and dogs are coming from the ceiling? No. Or coming from the sky? No, it doesn't. It just means that it's raining really badly outside. If I said don't spill the beans, does that mean I don't want you to spill the beans that are in a cup or on the table or something? No. It means I don't want you to tell the secret. Okay, so that's what an idiom is. I am going to do an idiom as my example, and I'm going to use a prefix in my idiom. Again, you can do simile, metaphor, or idiom. It might be easier for you to do a simile or a metaphor, I'm not sure. But one of your words has to have a prefix in your simile, your metaphor, or idiom. So I'm doing idiom. You're going to want to label what you're doing. So if you're doing an idiom, you write idiom. If you're doing simile, you write simile. If you're doing metaphor, write metaphor. And my idiom is going to be her discontent pierced my heart like daggers. Ooh, and I just realized that not only is this an idiom, it's also a simile. So Miss Bridges didn't intentionally do this as an idiom and a simile, but it is a simile because I'm comparing her discontent to daggers, and it is an idiom because if you say something pierced you like daggers, it doesn't really mean that it's a bunch of knives stabbing you in the heart. Okay, it just means that her discontent was very hurtful to me. So discontent is the word that I used that had the prefix dis. I'm going to underline that. You do not have to do something that complicated. You just have to write either one simile, one metaphor, or one idiom. Just choose one to write. And make sure you have a prefix in one of your words that we are studying now, and make sure you underline it in your sentence.